Hey guys, it's Jenny, and this is our Kundalini practice. Today is the last day of January, January 31st, and we're going to be moving into February tomorrow, stepping into a new energetic space. And, I think that's kind of the theme for the beginning of the year so far is that we're energetically moving into new space. We're stepping into a new portal of energy, a new opportunity for new things to exist, for major change to occur. And a lot of times when this universal opportunity occurs, it's not like we really have a choice. We're just kind of thrust into it, and we have to learn to make our way through it, right? And it can feel pretty overwhelming a lot of the times when we're thrust into these kinds of energetic shifts and these new portals of energy. And it can be really hard for us to maintain sometimes, especially when you're considering like all of the other things that we're doing on top of it, all of our other responsibilities, and then big, massive change that occurs. It can make us feel really uncomfortable in our bodies. It can make us feel afraid and want to contract away from our life experience as opposed to press ourselves towards it. And so today we're going to be kind of talking about how we can meet our fear in a way that's a little bit more conducive to our needs, right? It's not about becoming fearless per se, even though one of the names of one of the things that meditation that we're going to be doing today utilizes the word fearless. It's not necessarily about becoming fearless. It's about knowing how to come up against our fears. It's about engaging in them and not allowing our limitations to keep us from engaging in the things that bring fear into our experience, because sometimes it's a healthy fear. It's a healthy thing. It's new. It's the unknown. And so we don't have necessarily a rational reason to be afraid of it. It's just the stories that we're telling about the thing or whatever. So we're not necessarily looking to become fearless. We're looking to come up against those things. We're looking to, how can I press myself into that? How can I allow that thing that used to make me fearful, allow me to now, engage in it without fear at all? It becomes so much smaller. It's, you shine the light on it and the thing dissipates. It's no longer something to be afraid of. And so what we're going to be doing today is talking about some of the tools that we can use, specific tools that we can use to overcome that fear and to press ourselves into that space. Because a lot of the times when we're in fear, it's very irrational. It's stuff that we're making up these stories in our mind, and then we attach a belief system to it because it's something that we really do fear the results of happening, right? And so we don't want to tell a story about it. When we engage in that place that gives us a little bit of fear or this new space that we know we're going to have to step into if we want to expand and if we want to grow, and we see that there's a lot of potential benefit in it for us, because sometimes some of the best things in life are on the other side of that fear, then we have these tools that we can whip out of our back pocket and use. And they're very basic. So to get started today, we're just going to be doing long, deep breathing, and we're going to be doing Sufi grind. And then we're going to move into our practice today, which is really just, it's called a short and sweet Kriya to get the energy moving. And why do we want to move our energy when we're fearful, when we're afraid? If we allow that stuff to settle into our being and take root inside of us, then we're going to continue to feed that energy. And that fear is going to become much larger the more we focus our attention on it. One of the best things that we can do when we're feeling into something like that and we want to shift our mind, shift our perspective, is engage in some movement. Make our mind look at something else, but utilizing that movement is going to also move the energy in our body. It's going to move those things out that are not serving us, right? So we're going to be doing that quick Kriya. It's a very quick, easy Kriya. And then we're going to move into the meditation, which is a lion's paw meditation for, let me read it so I make sure I get it right. Resetting the brain's electromagnetic field. And this one is for fearlessness. It is for engaging in the things that we think that we can't come up against. It's for those fears that we think are so much bigger than us, but in reality, we're bigger than them. It's also really good for stress. This one is awesome for relieving stress within the body, within the being. And so we're going to be doing that one today too. So let's go ahead and get started. And again, like I said, it's okay to be afraid. We're not going to necessarily eradicate the fear. It's about how we show up in regards to the fear. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Remember to kind of like pay attention to what we're doing, or if you need to come back to this Kriya or this exercise tonight, mark it down so that you can come back to it and utilize it when you're feeling that stress or when you're feeling those times that you really need that extra attention so that you can effectively come up against your fears. So let's just start by coming into our easy seat and just grounding into your being, grounding into this energetic space, collecting your energy from all of the stuff outside of ourselves and draw it back inside. Just breathing into the body. And we're going to start by tuning in using that really beautiful mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, connecting to those higher aspects of our being, rubbing the palms of the hands together, creating that friction and heat. Tuck those thumbs into the breastbone. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev. Adgure Name, Jagadgure Name, Satgure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale to begin. Adgure Name, Jagadgure Name, Satgure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Adgure Name, Jagadgure Name, Satgure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Adgure Name, Jagadgure Name, Satgure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. We're just going to release the palms of the hands down onto the knees. And just find your breath. Taking the bridge from the physical body back to the spirit through the breath. Nice deep belly breath. So that in the inhalation, the belly is rising up away from the body. And on the exhale, drawing the navel towards the spine. These long, deep breaths relax and calm us due to their influence on the parasympathetic nervous system. Increases the flow of prana, cleanses the blood, aids in releasing blockages in meridian energy flow, helps to adjust subconscious habit patterns such as insecurities and fears. regulates the body's pH balance, which affects the ability to handle stressful situations, readjusts the magnetic field, assists in speeding up emotional and physical healing, activates and clears the nerve channels, brings the brain to a new level of alertness, stimulates the pituitary gland, reduces and prevents the buildup of toxins in the lungs by encouraging the clearing of the small air sacs, alveoli, pumps the spinal fluid to the brain, giving greater energy. So ensuring that you have that nice long straight spine and the shoulders are dropped back and down. Taking those nice long deep breaths. We're not necessarily looking to create super, super deep inhalations and exhalations, more of an equal length. Nice slow inhalations and exhalations. A couple more deep breaths here. In and out through the nose. And then on your next exhalation, we're going to hinge forward from those hips. We're going to begin to take that Sufi grind. So keeping the crown of the head level to the sky and rotating that upper body around those sits bones. This Sufi grind posture is so powerful, more than we realize. The Sufi grind posture allows us to come up against those situations in our lives that feel really stressful, or to peel away those layers of the stuff that keeps us from accessing our most authentic state of being in a very gentle way. So it allows whatever we're coming up against to become smaller. It makes it more gentle, more easeful. This posture also allows us to tap into our strengths, those courageous aspects of our being. Next time you find yourself towards the front of that Sufi grind, take it in the opposite direction. Always matching the posture with the breath. So inhaling from the front to the back and exhaling from the back to the front. We're really igniting that inner fire at the navel chakra through this posture, cultivating that fire in the belly so that we can have more patience, more courage, be more non-reactive, and living with an open heart. Inhale, come back up to center. Take a couple deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then on your next inhalation, gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever they're ready. Wow, it's getting dark. I'm going to turn on some light really quick. I opened my eyes and it looked really dark in here. There we go. Now I can see what we're doing. Okay. So this is our Kriya, that short and sweet Kriya to get the energy moving. So when we're coming up against those stressful moments in our lives, instead of just sitting in it and hyper focusing on it, get the body moving. Draw our attention away from the thing. Tapping into our strength, showing ourselves how much strength we have, how much ability we have to really dig deep and to push through the things that we think are so stressful or that we find to be so challenging. So our first posture that we're going to be taking this evening is called our front stretch left. So we're going to be lengthening through the leg, and we're going to take our right sole of our foot and press it onto the inner thigh of our left leg. And then we're going to reach towards the left with your hands. If you can, reach your foot or your toes. You can wrap those peace fingers around the big toe and gently rest the opposite hand on top, or just settle that hand wherever you need to, on your shins, just under the knee, but never on the kneecap. We don't ever want to put any pressure on that joint. Once you get into that posture, though, you can release the forehead towards the knee. So your body is angled over that extended leg, releasing the forehead towards the knee, and just begin to engage in those nice, long, deep breaths. You're going to be here for 2 minutes. Long, steady breaths. Relaxing into that posture. Might be feeling that in those hamstrings, that stretch underneath the leg. And you want to make that stretch long enough that you feel gently challenged, but never pressing into pain, tingling, or numbness. Always aware of your own practice and ensuring that it is safe and comfortable. You're pressing us just past that comfort zone into that gentle stretch. You only have 1 more minute here. So just continuing on with that long, deep breath. Being present in the body, not attaching to any particular thoughts or memories, just allowing them to float through us like clouds. 30 more seconds. Inhale deeply. Suspending the breath at the top. Apply the root lock if it's within your practice tonight. You're not on your moon cycle, pregnant, no untreated hypertension, glaucoma. Exhale. Release the hands. Draw them back up towards the body so that we can take this posture to the opposite side. So this time we're going to extend through the right leg. Bend the left leg, tucking the sole of the foot into that thigh. inner thigh, reaching down for the foot of the right leg, or gently resting the hands on the shin bone or wherever it is that you can reach. Releasing the forehead towards the knee. Taking those nice long deep breaths. 2 more minutes on this side. Nice deep breaths. Taking note of where we're feeling any of that tension or discomfort in our body. And by placing our attention, our awareness on that energy of discomfort, allowing it to neutralize itself, transmuting it, shifting it into that energy that is more life affirming, grounding it into our nervous system so that our bodies can fully transmute that energy. Remembering when I'm feeling stressed out, when I'm in a place of discomfort, focus my energy on the feeling and allow it to dissipate. Not feeding it with a story, attaching any energy to it. Just focus my attention on it and allow it to neutralize, to ground into my being. It's our attachment to the thing that allows it to grow, the stories we tell. Only have about 15 seconds left here. Inhale deeply, suspending the breath at the top, if it's in your practice. Apply your Mula Bandha. Exhale, release the lock, release the hands, draw yourself back up into that comfortable seated posture. We're going to take it to the other side. This is actually called our front or side stretch left, excuse me. So again, we're going to take the sole of the foot, press it into the inner thigh of the left leg. And this time we're going to reach down to the left foot with our left arm. So if you can reach the toes, great. Again, you can do the 2 peace fingers and wrap it around the big toe. You're going to have a slightly leaning into that left side as you're reaching towards those left toes, or gently resting your hand onto the shin bone, somewhere beneath that knee joint. Then you're going to take your right arm and you're going to take a bind here, reaching towards the left hip bone. Draw that right shoulder up and back so that the heart is exposed. And then you can even gaze over the right shoulder, gently tucking the chin down towards that shoulder. If that feels safe on the neck. If that doesn't feel safe on the neck and your neck is compromised, just take a neutral gaze. Closing the eyes, focusing your attention on that third eye space. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. Long, deep breaths. Feeling that stretch in your hamstrings, potentially in the right hip. Eyes are closed. Focused on the brow point center. Heart is lifted. Not rounding through the shoulders, but allowing that heart to radiate forward. You're already about a minute through. So just continuing on. Allow that belly to fully draw itself away from the body on the inhalation. Inhale, taking the navel towards the spine. Conscious breath. 30 more seconds. Inhale deeply. Suspending your breath, apply your root lock. Exhale. Release that arm from behind. Drop the left hand down onto the shin bone. Inhale, rise up. We're going to draw that left leg in and lengthen through the right leg. We're going to take it to the opposite side, that side stretch. So this time we're going to reach down with our right hand towards the right toes. Grab onto that big toe if you can, or gently resting that hand on the shin bone. Take your left arm, swing it around the back side, reaching towards the right hip with those fingertips. That left shoulder is back and open. We're not hunched over and rounded. We want to keep a nice, long, straight spine, even in this posture where we're leaning towards that right side. Taking the gaze over the left shoulder, tucking the chin down towards that shoulder if it feels comfortable to you. Closing the eyes, long, deep breaths. Going to be here for 2 minutes on this side. Just visualizing that energy moving throughout your body. Any of those places where you're feeling that energy is stuck, where you're aware of any of those to let go. Open up through the body, taking those gentle twists and movements that facilitate the release of the stuff that is no longer serving us. Just the gentle movement is so powerful in releasing that stuff that feels yucky, stressful, traumatizing, anxieties, all of that stuff. Let it go. Give it permission to move. Got about 40 seconds left here. Inhale deeply, suspending the breath. Apply your root lock. Exhale, releasing that left hand from behind the back. Release that right hand onto the shin bone and rise up. Kick out your legs if you need to here, or come into that easy seated posture, that comfortable, easy seated posture. Just listen to your body and whatever you need. We're going to come into just some basic spinal flexes here. So we're going to grasp onto the shin bones just above the ankles. Inhale, pressing the heart space forward. Exhaling and rounding through the spine. In heart space past those biceps. Exhale, round through your back. And just continuing on, we're going to be here for 3 minutes. Close your eyes, drawing your attention inward and upward towards that brow point center. Allow this to become really meditative for you. That moving meditation. Matching the breath with the movement. You can even utilize that mantra Sat Nam. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. Keep that chest high as you inhale forward. Keeping the chin level to the ground in both positions. And remembering that if you can't physically come into some of the postures, if we're respecting ourselves, our bodies, by not pushing ourselves into certain postures that are compromising to us, we can always visualize ourselves engaging in the posture, and that is just as powerful, just as beautiful, just as amazing. We're going to get all of the enrichment from those postures when we're visualizing them and honoring our bodies as we would if we were actually engaging. So be sure to make it your practice. Do what you need to do to take the utmost care of your own self. More than halfway through. Inhale back to center. Suspend the breath, apply your root lock. Exhale. Release the lock, release the breath. Gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. We're going to come into our next posture, which is called the cross crawl. So we're going to place the soles of the feet into the earth, bending the knees. Releasing that spine into the earth. Utilize your core strength as you take your body into the mat, vertebra by vertebra. Coming down onto the spine, we're going to lengthen through the legs. Arms are gently resting at the side of the body. Palms of the hands are face down. For this cross crawl, we're going to inhale, take the left knee into the chest and lift up through the right arm. Exhale down. Inhale, take the right knee up into the chest. Left arm comes up. Exhale down. Inhale, left leg, right arm comes up. Exhale down. Inhale, right leg, left arm comes up. Exhale down. Just continuing alternating that movement. We're going to be here for 2 minutes. Nice, strong breath in and out through the nose. Focus is at the third eye, that place of intuition. Visualizing that place of power, that solar plexus chakra, that beautiful golden ball of light growing and getting warmer as you build that place of personal power. Visualizing yourself moving that energy, that stuff that's no longer serving you, pushing it out with the breath, with the movement. You're more than halfway through, so just keep it up. When we start to feel a little bit tired and we're really tempted to stop pushing through unless we absolutely have to. Remembering that I'm so much stronger than I think I am. I'm capable of so much more than I realize. I'm incredibly bigger than my fears. And it's just the mind that would tell me otherwise. Release those legs and arms down on your next exhalation. Inhale deeply. Spinning the breath, apply your root lock. Exhale. Release the breath. Release the lock. Take a couple of deep breaths here with those eyes closed. Feeling into the energy of your own body. How things are shifting and moving. Consciously aware. And then on your next inhalation, draw those knees into the chest. Wrap the hands around the front of the shin bones. Rocking and rolling through that spine, drawing yourself upright into that seated posture. We're going to come up onto our hands and knees so that we can come into those cat-cow stretches. Shoulders are stacked on top of the wrists. Hips are stacked on top of the knees. We're going to inhale, lift the gaze, drop the belly. Exhale, round through the spine. Tuck the chin to the chest and tuck that tailbone in. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. And just continuing on with that gentle movement, closing the eyes, focusing your awareness on that third eye. I'm going to be here for 2 minutes. Always coming up against our fears in pursuit of what sets our soul on fire. And those fears diminish. They become so small when we really sink into our courage and come up against those fears. And when it feels scary, sometimes that's exactly when we're meant to jump. That's exactly when we're meant to move forward so that we're not staying in the same place for the rest of our lives, consciously engaging in that forward momentum, pushing up against the fears, actively engaged in our life experience, taking responsibility for our state of being, utilizing the tools that we have available to us that allows our fears to diminish, that allows us to step into that courageous aspect of our being, that allows us to reduce our stress and anxiety, instead of learning these tools, taking all the classes, reading all the books, and never using the tools. Choosing to do the things that will draw me towards my highest and greatest good and the most linear, most direct path. Inhale back to center. Suspend the breath, root lock, crown of the head shining forward to the front of the room. Nice long straight line from the tip of the tailbone to the crown of the head. Release the breath. Draw the roots down into the earth. Swing the legs around in front of you. Next posture we're going to come into actually is our baby pose. So let's come up onto the hands and knees. We're going to press our glutes back towards our heels. You can take those arms back, drop those fingertips back towards the toes, and releasing the crown of the head, the forehead into the earth, that third eye. You can even take some gentle movement by rocking that third eye center into the earth for a moment, and then relaxing into stillness, taking those nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. Resting in this gentle posture for 90 seconds. With that third eye resting into the earth, feeling that deep connection to the Mother Earth beneath you. When I'm feeling stressed, when I'm feeling burdened, when I'm feeling afraid, inviting Mother Earth to rise up to support and sustain you, to meet you where you're at. Allowing yourself to pour out from that third eye space any of those energies that are no longer serving you, any of that stuff that feels out of your control. Offer it to the Mother Earth so she can take those energies and effectively shift them, transmute them into those more life-affirming energies. Same way she takes manure, turns it into a garden. Ask for help. Use the tools. Remember what she's here for. She is here to assist us. She is here to nurture and support us. Remember your relationship with your Mother Earth. The more you engage with her, the more you remember the relationship that you have with her, the more that we automatically do those things in our lives to take better care of her, to lift her up, support her as well. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Release the breath, release the lock. And then inhale, use your core strength. Draw that third eye up away from the mat, dropping those glutes back down onto those heels. Release the glutes into the mat. Swing the legs around in front of you. Come into your easy seated posture. We just exercises here before we move into our meditation. Washing machine is first. So we're going to take those arms up, drop the hands over the shoulders, fingers towards the front, thumbs towards the back. Inhale, twist to the left, and exhale, twist to the right. Closing the eyes, focusing your attention on that third eye center, that brow point. You're going to be here for 90 more seconds. Matching the breath with the movement. Inhaling to the left and exhaling to the right. As you inhale, twist that torso. Exhale and twist to the right. Visualizing all of those things that would be toxic to your body, wringing themselves out. Every time you twist, visualizing yourself wringing out those organs, squeezing them out, all of those toxins. And letting go. Keeping the chest up high. Allowing the head to travel with the shoulders. But being gentle on the neck. If you feel like taking that twist a little bit deeper as you continue to move your body, then do so. Keep those biceps elevated so that those elbows are pointing directly in opposition from each other. One straight line from one tip of the elbow to the other tip of the elbow. Come back to center and inhale deeply. Apply your root lock to spin the breath. Exhale, release the arms, release the lock and the breath. Last posture before we move into that meditation are some gentle shoulder rolls. Placing the hands on the knees, we're going to begin to roll those shoulders in big, slow, smooth circles. Inhale up towards the backside. Exhale down towards the front. Eyes are closed, drawing the awareness back inside of your own being, focusing on that third eye. Matching the breath with the movement, keeping the spine nice and straight and long. Crown of the head shining into the sky. Got about a minute left. Nice and slow, remembering there's no rush. Next time you find those shoulders towards the bottom of that rotation, inhale deeply, spin the breath and apply your root lock. Exhale, release the breath, release the lock. We're going to move into that meditation now. And this one is not easy. We definitely took a more gentle practice today so that we could work up towards this particular meditation, and it's called Breath of Fire with Lion's Paw. Reset the brain's electromagnetic field. So we're going to make the mudra. Our hands are the lion's paws, so the fingers are spread nice and wide like a claw. Just really active, engaged, feeling the tension in the hands, right? We're going to open up through those arms, one nice long line through those arms. So keeping those arms lifted. Lengthen through the spine. Drop the shoulders back and down. Feeling that breastbone rising up towards the chin. Take that chin ever so slightly back and down so that you have that nice long straight center line of your body. Arms are open. On the inhale, we're going to draw the arms overhead and crisscross one of your arms in front of the other. It doesn't matter which way you start. Exhale down. Inhale up. This time we're going to crisscross the opposite arm in front of the other. Exhale down. We're going to do this meditation today because we want to push it a little bit. We want to push ourselves past that place where we think we can go, tapping into our reserve of our strength and our ability to persevere, tapping into our fearless, courageous nature, that part of ourselves that can endure and tolerate more than we think we can, okay? So come into that posture, long through the spine, arms are open, extended to the side, just like so, and it's almost like a breath of fire. Now, if you're on your moon cycle, take the long, deep breaths. We don't want to do the breath of fire, right? Or if you have any of those pregnancy, untreated, glaucoma, heart issues, anything like that, we're going to do long, deep breaths instead. But if you're not, it's going to be like a breath of fire. So the full expression is but if you're on your cycle, again, long, deep breaths. So go ahead, come into posture, and begin that movement with the breath, that lion's paw mudra. Anytime we're drawing those arms overhead and we're really lengthening through those arms, feeling into that auric field, that energetic expression of our being, we're working on that energetic part of our being, that electromagnetic field. And with this posture specifically, we're resetting our brain's electromagnetic field. This is a really powerful and immediate effect on the brain. And the pressure in the hand position triggers reflexes in the fingertips to each area of the brain. This movement of the arms moves the lymph in the lymphatic system. It pressurizes the nervous system to change its current state. The breath of fire added to the motion and beneficial for coming up against our fears, stepping into our courage. Just as you're engaging in this exercise, you can feel that powerful aspect of your being called forth. Take over this practice for you, allowing the body to move for you, tapping into your power, tapping into that deep well of strength that exists within you. This is one of those postures. Your mind is going to tell you your shoulders are tired. Your body cannot continue to move, but you can. So pushing past where we think we can go, resting when we absolutely have to, but not allowing ourselves to, take the easy way out. Pushing through the crap. When things start to feel rough, when they start to feel challenging, that's when we're really pushing through the grittiest, yuckiest stuff that's inside of us. We're moving that dense energy out of our being, and it feels uncomfortable. It feels challenging, and the ego wants to resist, and we push through. We meet our strength. We tap into those aspects of our beings that can push forward. And when we get past that space, we can look back and see those fears diminished, see those stresses alleviating, see that energy moving and opening up new space so that we can pull ourselves into that new energetic tone or vibration that we want to engage in. You're already more than halfway through. And I know this one can feel so challenging, but the reward for pushing ourselves past that place of comfort is so great for this Kriya. And we really want to engage in the fullness of the results, which is we really want to reset that brain's electromagnetic field. We really want to give ourselves the ability to open up that new space, tapping into that radiance and that subtle frequency of the brain's projection. Matching that breath with that movement. Nice, strong movement. Allow the arms to move. No forcing, no pressing. Just allow the arms to do the work. Feel the lightness in the arms when you remove that need to force or press, and allow keep those fingers engaged, those crooks in those fingers. Nice, strong, energetic posture. Moving through that auric field, that electromagnetic field. Changing the quality of the energy within that space with every pass of your arms over the head. I get to choose to be courageous. I get to choose to press forward. I get to choose not to engage and to feed those stresses, the trauma, the fear. Last few seconds, we're going to keep those eyes closed, but stick that tongue out super, super far, just like a lion, like you would in your lion's breath. Open that mouth, stick the tongue out nice and far. Keep those arms fixed. We're going to drop those arms back down into their starting position, out to the side of the body. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply your root lock. Keep those arms fixed at your side. Exhale. Keep those arms out. We're going to lift those arms up at a 60-degree angle. Fingertips are pointed towards each other, almost like we're creating that half moon with our arms. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply your root lock. Exhale. Really nice and slow. Release those arms all the way down to the earth. Slow, 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 until those fingertips finally rest into the earth. Take a couple deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then after that second exhalation, draw yourself down into your final Shavasana corpse pose, long through the body. Legs are long in front of you. Arms are at the side of the body. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Palms of the hands can be resting into the earth or face up. Just listen to your body in whatever posture it wants you to come into tonight. Allowing the feet to fall to the sides as you begin to relax into your being. Taking note of the breath. Follow the breath. With every inhalation, breathing in that energy of courage. With every exhalation, releasing that energy of fear. Breathing in courage, confidence. Exhaling fear. I am bigger than my fear. I get to choose. I am strong. I am brave. I am courageous. I can feel the fear and do it anyways. Remembering that sometimes the most powerful change, the most powerful evolution of our being and expansion comes disguised as a challenge. It comes disguised, wrapped in fear. And we have to have the guts to peel those layers of fear away from the thing so that we can see the truth, the reality of what it is. The opportunity for expansion and evolution. Every experience you have is drawn in to your experience by your higher self to give you the greatest potential for growth and expansion. And you can handle every single thing that comes into your life experience. You have the strength to handle every single thing that manifests in your reality. You are your own hero. Remember your tools. When we're feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling stressed, when we're feeling afraid, shift your attention. Use a tool to focus on your strength, to focus on your ability and your courage. Call forward that warrior within. Lean into your life. Do not contract away from it. Slowly and gently start coming back into your body, back into your breath. This time taking the bridge of the breath from the soul space to the physical body so that you can be present in this moment. Gently wiggling the fingers and toes, taking any gentle stretches that you might need. Onto the right side in the fetal position or tucking those knees into the chest. Wrapping the hands around the front of the shin bones, rocking and rolling in a comfortable seated posture. If you're in the fetal position, pressing into the palm of the left hand whenever you're ready, drawing yourself upright into that easy seat. Finishing our practice today with 3 long Sat Nams. Take those hands into prayer pose, tuck the thumbs into the chest. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhaling to begin. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Namaste. The divinity in me honors the divinity that exists within each and every one of you, the co-creator, the ability to choose to create our own life experience that best supports and facilitates our highest and greatest good. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys got some tools that you can use in the future coming up against that stress, that those times in our lives where we feel like our fear is bigger than us, remembering that there is no such thing. You're bigger than every single thing that can come up against you in your life experience, and that truly there is beauty in every single thing. The dichotomy of everything that exists is within every single thing, and we can choose to focus our attention on the things that bring us fear, or we can choose to focus our attention on the beauty and the things that encourage and inspire us. So I hope that you will always seek to access the beauty and to seek to access your own strength and the beauty of the warrior that exists within your own being. Y'all have a great day, and I will look forward to seeing y'all again next time. Bye.